Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Happy Veterans Day, and thank you to anyone watching who has served our country. So as it turns out, those refreshed Model 3s that we saw the other day in Hong Kong are now reported to be coming from Fremont, not Giga Shanghai, as a US ship delivered 1,300 vehicles to a Hong Kong port. This was confirmed by some pictures that were received exclusively by Tasmanian. If you're wondering why Tesla would send cars from Fremont to Hong Kong instead of from Shanghai, it's most likely because Hong Kong is a right-hand drive location and Shanghai is just now ramping production of right-hand drive vehicles. Next up, a new showroom is open in Kitchener, Ontario in Canada. It is a soft opening, but test drives are now available and deliveries should begin here sometime later this year. We got some comments from Herbert, head of Volkswagen Group. You guys know I was pretty much done with Volkswagen after the emission scandal, but they are the one legacy automaker that seems serious about electrification, and Deese has been openly supportive of Tesla and Elon, something that I really respect. Here's what he said, quote, "The bigger transition automotive will face is really as the car is becoming more and more of a software device, gathering huge amounts of data and then building up from the data AI, knowledge about the driver, road conditions, safety, and then improving the way this device behaves. Tesla is pulling the industry along with the guidance of Elon Musk. He's a reference for us. If we look into our future and what the car has to become, it has to become electric, and it has to become an internet device," end quote. Now, yes, talk is cheap, and yes, I don't like the ID3 at all, and the ID4 is whatever for me, but regardless of if Volkswagen succeeds or not, anyone who gives Elon and Tesla credit for what they have done for the world and the electrification revolution deserves at least some credit. Next up, we got data from the Chinese Passenger Car Association that revealed Giga Shanghai produced 22,929 Model 3s in October. That would make for an annual run rate of 275,148. The news we got in the last few days about Giga Shanghai producing 550,000 cars in 2021, 300,000 of which are set to be Model 3s, would mean Giga Shanghai is already operating at 91.7% of the rate they would need to in order to hit these 2021 Model 3 production targets. Tesla sold 12,143 Model 3s in October, which was only up 7.18% from September, where they sold 11,238. Now, here's the thing. Keep in mind, Tesla exported 7,000 Model 3s from Giga Shanghai in October for Europe, which obviously needs to be factored in. That said, all signs are pointing to a really big November and December for Tesla sales figures, and I'm becoming more confident Tesla can hit that 181,000 delivery mark for Q4 needed to hit their 500,000 car guidance for 2020. We also got some news that Tesla hired René Rieg, the former head of a Mercedes factory in Marienfelde near Berlin. IG Metall, the auto union in Germany, had some strong words about the transition and is worried because the Marienfelde factory may be in the midst of losing 2,500 jobs. These job losses are being pinned on Tesla and Rief's departure. Jan Otto, the managing director of the Berlin IG Metall, had this to say, quote, "We cannot build the future with soulless managers like this. We don't understand why such a traditional and innovative car manufacturer like the Daimler Group wants to capitulate to its American competitor. We want to shape the future in the factory. We are in talks with state politicians about this. We will make it clear that we see the change in the plant manager as a betrayal. It is questionable whether we have not been lied to the whole time," end quote. So these emotional reactions to someone changing jobs is a clear indication of an industry in panic. The German internal combustion engine legacy that has been so strong and revered for decades is now being disrupted by an American company, and they are slowly starting to realize it more and more each day. All right, so BMW unveiled its iNext electric SUV that we will call the BMW iX. This has been portrayed as a Tesla competitor for years, but the iX is still a year away from entering production, and thus we won't spend too much time here. It's supposed to have a battery pack of 100 kilowatt hours and a range of 300 miles. It's said to be able to DC fast charge at up to 200 kilowatts, which is 50 kilowatts less than Tesla's V3 superchargers. Now yes, these rates vary wildly based on a number of factors in the real world, but for a car that likely won't hit the market until 2022, I'm not sure these statistics will have too many people excited for this vehicle. There is no official price point, but BMW has said it would be competitive with Tesla's $40,000 models. What do you guys think? I'm already sensing the interior will be incredibly polarizing, and for me, I'm not really sure which way I'm leaning just yet. To wrap up today's episode, Tesla has taken the #1 spot in the rankings of the most attractive company for engineering students to work for in the United States. Universum conducts surveys of students around the world, and they just released their 2020 report. They surveyed 235,000 business and engineering information technology students in the world's 12 largest economies: Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Italy, Japan, Russia, South Korea, UK, and the US. Tesla is also the only automaker in the top 10. This year was the first year that Tesla took the #1 spot, as historically they were just behind SpaceX and NASA for the top slot. Ben Schaefer, the president of Unplugged Performance, has said, quote, "It's a magnetic effect, and the magnet is Elon, the world's most brilliant engineer. That and Tesla's mission, which is solving the world's biggest problem," end quote. Elon has made engineering and manufacturing cool again, and it's clear that over the next decade or two, this will be a massive advantage for Tesla. Yes, established talent is arguably more important for Tesla to attract in the near term, but in the long term, young talent with new ways of thinking is going to be crucial for continued long-term dominance. But that's gonna do it for today's episode. If you would like to support the collation of the daily Tesla and EV news, you can support me on Patreon for as little as $3 a month, and it really means a lot more than you would think. But if not, I appreciate you watching the videos, liking them if you do, and of course leaving comments when relevant. Thank you guys. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I hope you have a great day.